Welcome to this week's episode of SNT's 10 and 10, where you get the top 10 space news stories in less than 10 minutes. On this week's show, we feature
High five from New Zealand, Rocket Lab making acquisitions, progress at Starbase, Dolphin Love for Crew 9, all this and more next on SNT.
60 seconds.
This week coming in at number 10, Starbase Updates. Mechazilla at Pad B moved all the way up and down. We've got progress on the Flame Trench thanks to RGB aerial photography. We got the Pad B OLM, which is still under construction at Ferguson, hasn't been moved. RGB aerial photography. And then Starship Gazer captured Booster 15 and Booster 12 together. And then we're getting ready to get rid of Mega Bay. So Mega Bay right here over my left shoulder is getting ready to be gone. This week coming in at number 9, Rocket Lab has acquired satellite company Mynaric, a laser comms company that builds laser comms on satellites. Rocket Lab is gearing up with the potential of Neutron to rival Starlink. They're definitely poised to be a major competitor for SpaceX if they can get Neutron to succeed. Rocket Lab is on the move. This week coming in at number 8, a massive solar flare the size of 50 Earths has emanated from the sun, and the northern lights are expected to be very active through this weekend. This week coming in at number 7, Saturn's rings will appear to disappear over the weekend as its orbital axis aligns in a way to make them in parallel with Earth's perspective. Last time this occurred was 2009. The rings won't actually disappear. They won't be visible from Earth. Story in the description. This week coming in at number 6, Germany's ISAR Aerospace attempts to launch their Spectrum rocket from Endorse spaceport in Norway as soon as Monday, March 24, 2025. This will be the first potential orbital launch from European soil that is not Soviet or Russian. This week coming in at number 5, 28 former NASA astronauts endorsed Jared Isaacman for NASA administrator. Isaacman still awaits a hearing before the Commerce Committee in the Senate. Senator Ted Cruz, the head of that committee, states that the committee is still awaiting all the paperwork to move Isaacman's nomination forward. This week coming in at number 4, NASA is considering the Boeing Starliner for another flight. This is great news for the once great Boeing. Boeing has had a successful week. They were named the contractor to build Gen 6 F-47 fighter, and the X-37B landed another successful mission. And it appears Boeing has worked through the Starliner issues. If Starliner is successful, the ways that the USA can get astronauts to space is unprecedented. Dragon, Starliner, Orion, Dream Chaser, and Starship. The United States of America could have as many as 5 options to take astronauts into space. This is a first for our nation. We're glad to see Boeing getting their heads back above water.
3, 2, 1.
This week coming in at number 3, Rocket Lab launches High 5 mission with more Kineas IoT satellites. This launch happened 3 days after the Lightning God Rains launch. Rocket Lab is poised to be a major launch provider even with Electron. Neutron is coming with its Hungry Hippo fairing. What will the future hold for Rocket Lab? It's excitement guaranteed.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
High fives all around as our 60-second Electron lifts off and clears the pad at Launch Complex 1. Keep an eye out on those dials at the top of your screen there to see Electron's speed and altitude rapidly climb as we make our way to space once again. Right.
This week, coming in at number 2, astronauts Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, along with 2 other astronauts aboard Crew 9, were able to disembark from the International Space Station for their return to Earth, their long-awaited return to Earth. And here you see the Dragon capsule separating from the International Space Station.
Freedom is free of its moorings. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore begin their belated trip home.
Here's the re-entry coming into the Earth's atmosphere with the clouds. You can see the speed that it's traveling at.
And that view is from the WB-57,
The Dragon's
which
coming
is one
home.
of NASA's high-altitude planes that is tracking. Now, because of the way that this camera is coming from the
Drogue chute deploy.
WB-57 high-altitude plane, and there you see it on your screen, drogue deployment. Drogue descent rate now.
Main shoots.
2:57 p.m. Pacific time this afternoon, and there
In
we
honor
go.
of Space Eccentric. Shoots, Prof. Where are you at, Kevin?
That
view was from inside.
Chutes reefed
It
out.
was from
All
inside
4
one of the
chutes
buckets
deployed
where the
successfully,
parachutes are located.
and Dragon
And we're
came
going
to its
stand
gentle
by
splashdown
for splashdown
in the Gulf of
located in the
America
Gulf of
to the
America,
awaiting
off
SpaceX
the
crews
coast
to
of
bring
Tallahassee,
the Crew
Florida.
9 home. The cool thing is, after the Dragon splashed down, is
And
the Dragon was
splashdown. Crew
surrounded
9
by
back on
dolphins
Earth.
as the crews were
Team
working to
members will
rig the
egress
Dragon to
from
bring aboard the
Dragon
recovery ship.
spacecraft. Now, here on your
The
screen, we
dolphins
can
were just
see
swimming around the
dolphins,
capsule. It was
actually,
amazing.
who want to
And
come and
they were
play
there
with,
for the
with
duration.
Dragon.
There was a
Now, one
long,
of the
lot of
folks
shots of
there
the
in
dolphins.
place
And it
working
took
to
SpaceX a
assist
while to
the
capture onto the
recovery team
fact, but
member. It's incredible. I
kind
just
of a
love these
welcome
views. We're
home to
really
SUNY
getting
and
better in
Butch.
daytime,
I wonder what they
but
thought
to
about
see the
all that.
recovery
It's
team
pretty awesome.
work in tandem to step through each step, to step through each operation. You know, obviously they're getting quick assists from the honorary part of the recovery team, those dolphins in the water there. Now, the recovery team member that is crawling around the Dragon spacecraft, earlier we saw a view where it was like a spider monkey articulate backwards, and
Here they are bringing
that's a good sign that we're getting even
the Dragon
closer
capsule a
to
little closer, and you can
pulling
see the
capsule
potted
out of the
dolphin there.
water.
There's
It will
3 or
then,
4 of them, maybe
move
5,
forward, and
still swimming around there.
the capsule will be
Pretty
placed
awesome.
inside of what you can see there is basically a basket. We call it the nest, Dragon nest, where
Is
that
a dragon coming into its roost?
Port. Also on board.
quite like opening.
And let's get the astronauts out. First is
looks like we're getting
this
our
is
next
SUNY
crew member
Williams
here.
when they were bringing her
That
out.
is
Of course, they
none
brought the
other
other 2
than Sunny
astronauts out
Williams.
first
Big
in the
smile,
center
big
seats, but
waves.
SUNY came out third.
She, like her other crew members,
They had to help her
now,
up onto the
will be
gurney.
assisted onto the mobility
Imagine
aid.
she's really weak. Imagine they're going through quite a bit of pain right now. Their recovery will be long, no doubt. But SUNY's waving to the crowd there.
There we have
She's
it.
a
Some
real
waves, some
American
thumbs
hero.
up, and some
The
smiles.
most spacewalk woman in U.S. history, in world history.
We're getting some views
And
of him
there's
now
Butch
as he
Wilmore.
egresses or exits
He's going to
the
try and
spacecraft.
stand up on his own here. He's a little wobbly, but Butch looks to be in good spirits. I'm excited to hear Butch's commentary once he's out from under the thumb of NASA.
Elation and
So he's
cheers
definitely
there
happy to be home.
from Butch Wilmore.
2, 1, ignition.
This week, coming in at number 1, SpaceX booster 1088 does a 9-day turnaround. 9 days after lifting SpaceX to orbit, booster 1088 was flown again on NROL mission and then recovered again successfully. This is a new turnaround record for SpaceX. It's a major step forward for massive increases in Falcon 9 launch tempo in Florida and California. SpaceX Falcon 9 is the king of all rockets of all time.
In addition to these major events, the fairing halves will separate about 30 seconds after SES-1. So keep an eye out for all of those events coming up here in just a couple of seconds. But as a reminder, we won't have...
engine cut off.
Stage separation confirmed. Stage 1 boost back startup.
We've had confirmation now of MECO, stage separation, and boost back burn startup, and are getting incredible views from our tracking camera right now.
Of more than 5 747 airplanes at full power.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Confirmation of landing burn startup. We are now waiting for Falcon 9 to land at landing zone 4. Again here, some absolutely stunning views. Keep an eye out for landing leg deployment just prior to touching down at landing zone 4. This is the final
Stage 1
burn.
landing leg deployed. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
9-day turnaround is fantastic, and another successful booster landing at LZ4 at Vandenberg.
This was the 4th launch and landing for this first stage booster.
That'll do it for this week's edition of SNT. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next week.
60 seconds. That's one small step for man.